Hi, I'm Scott Brown from HEMA Supplies. We would like to introduce a new item that we're servicing now, which is called the Scholar buckler. There aren't a lot of steel bucklers out there available, and most of them suffer some very common problems, most notably that they are overweight because they're using a much heavier gauge steel, because they run into the problems of the face of the buckler warbling and becoming completely inconvenient and high maintenance. This buckler is designed specifically for 133 folks, but it will work great for people looking at the Bolognese system and other buckler systems. Now, we've tried to maintain the spirit of the 133 bucklers you see in the manuscript by having, the sloped face. Obviously, we've not put the acute point on there for safety reasons because this is intended for sparring. We've gone with concentric ribs. This is where we're getting our extra strength, so we're able to use a lighter weight gauge so that your buckler does not become overly fatiguing. We've got two pieces, one with convex ribs and then one with concave ribs, again to help reinforce the buckler. You'll notice that it does have a very similar face, and one of our key aspects that we've tried to do is to make sure that the hand resides within the face of the buckler, as you see in the manuscript. We've gone with extra heavy-duty rivets to minimize any breakage. This is another common problem amongst steel bucklers. And if you can get in here and look, I'm wearing right now, just to demonstrate that we've kept a lot of room in there, one of the Polish sparring gloves, which is a rather bulky glove. Most of us buckler fencers don't use this. I'm just demonstrating that a bulkier glove will work. So I'll take that off and put on my more personal. I use a riot gear glove, which is lower in profile. It still protects the back of my hand for occasional bashes. For those of you using handball, street hockey gloves, very comparable. Okay, we've sanded off this inner ridge so that there's no sharp edges in there for you. And again, as I talked about, we've recessed this grip, again, to get that 133 feel. This does change the physics of the bucklers for you a little bit. Those of you guys who are commonly using plywood bucklers with steel bosses, where the grip sits behind the buckler rather than within the buckler, this will change your game a little bit, which we think is probably relative to the actions you're seeing in 133. So hopefully you get some benefit out of that. We've intentionally left the grip itself smaller. This is for, we know a lot of people, it's always easier to add material and take material away, so for those of you guys who want to put a corded wrap on there or a leather wrap to add some girth because your hands are bigger or whatever, that works for you. And for those of us with smaller hands, this will work as well. Okay, so those are the key aspects of the 133, the Scholar buckler as we're calling it. If you have questions, please feel free to PM us, or our website should be finished fairly soon, but reach us at Facebook at HEMA Supplies. All right, and thank you for your time.